Welcome back, everyone. My name is Jade, and I'm the 310 Stitcher here on my little corner of YouTube world, and as well as Facebook and Instagram, although I'm not terribly active on social media, especially these days, except for these videos. Anyway, again, whether it's your first time or your 10th time, I hope you stay and continue to come watch my stitchy journey. This is my little corner of the YouTube's where I talk about my crafting journey. So mostly it is cross stitch. Sometimes there's a little bit of knitting and a little bit of crochet as well. And I leave those till the end so that for anyone who's not interested in those things, they can leave and not miss any stitchy content, any cross stitchy content. Okay, lots of things today. I made a lot of progress in even just the one week, or I guess it's been about a week. What is today? Today's the 9th. Oh, okay. My last video was on February 3rd, so it has only been a week, but I have quite a bit to show you, and a couple things I'm excited about. So the reason I'm filming this early, you're not going to get this until next week, is because I'm going on vacation. I'm going to Paris in Spain for almost 2 weeks, and I won't be able to video, obviously. So doing this in advance so that you have something at the regularly scheduled 2-week period. Okay, so what do we have today? Today we have 2 new starts. We have a bunch of whips, and then there's some floss organization that I'm excited about. I reorganized my stash, my floss stash, and I'm super excited about it. Okay, so I've got my notes down here, and I've got my whip bin down here for everything that I've worked on, and my computer so that I can give you stats. Okay, so since last Sunday, so since February 2nd, so you wouldn't have seen the Sunday work on my projects on the last video, because I do my week starts on Sunday, and so I had closed out in the last video. Even though it was on February 3rd, which was a Monday, I closed out everything up to the Saturday. Okay, without further ado, let's pull some whips. Okay. Okay, so in this bag I have birds, butterflies, and blooms world map. I always forget it. It's a supersized max color. The artwork is by Amy Stewart, and it's charted by Jade. And I'll pop a picture in of what it will look like eventually when it's done. 10 or 15 years maybe. Okay, so here, I apologize for the lighting. It's fairly dark in here. It's evening time, so it's gonna be a little bit dark, but we'll see how things work out. So anyway, so in this, my goal on this is to put in 1,235 stitches a week, and this past week I put in 1,234. So just a couple stitches short of my goal, but I didn't want to, I got so close and I didn't want to start another thread. It was late at night. So really I worked in here and just brought more of this stuff down. So So that's birds, butterflies, and butterflies. I do not know why I have such a mental block against it. It's unbelievable. Anyway, this is being done on 25 count, 2/1 half cross. Okay. I'm gonna put these back in the bags where they have bags, just to minimize some of the chaos. Okay. Okay, next. Oh, let's hit a new start. One of the new starts. So I told you I was going to start this in my last video, and this is a year at Hawk Run Hollow. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. There you go. So eventually when that's finished, that's what I will do. And the flosses I was waiting from Roxy Floss showed up. And I had found my fabric. And oh, it's my needle. One sec. All right. It's not like me to not finish just a little bit and leave the needle in there. I'm gonna do that tonight before I go to bed. So the three boxes, there's only one stitch in between them. The fabric is from the lovely sewingshop.ca, Kaylee 10 Stitch, and this is Siren Song on 36 count linen, and I'm doing it 2/2 full cross. So that was exciting. I was so happy to start that. I was a little bit nervous. I don't know why I'm so nervous. But anyway, I was debating what to bring with me on my trip. We're only bringing carry-ons because we'll have somewhere to do laundry and stuff. So it has to be something small. So I don't know. This is potentially a contender because it's very, very thin and it will just go into my backpack. I don't know. I think I have something else in mind that might work better. That, by the way, was 276 stitches. The only reason I know that is because the squares are 92 by 92, and I did 3 squares across the top, 1 across the bottom, which is around that number. Okay. Next one, we will go to my focus piece. This is Home Sweet Home. I'll pop in a picture here of what it will look like when it's finished. So this is being done on 25 count Lugana, which is a gray speckled, and I'm doing it 25 count, and I'm doing it 2/1 half cross. And there's the kitty cat at the foot of the bed. And super exciting, this is the bottom of the chart. So that's really exciting. I'm going to finish this hole all the way down, I think, and then I'll move over. So the next part will be exciting as well because it's the couple and the bed, the coverlet, which is very bright, bright colors, colorful. There we go. So this time, so I brought all this down and I filled in a lot more of the cat, more of the outline, and brought in some other colors. And I put in 1,303 stitches. So my weekly goal for this one, because I have a goal of finishing this project in December 2027. And in order to do that, I have to do about 1,225 stitches a week. So I did 1,303, which is great. And that's that. I'm still getting over a cold or whatever it was that I caught. My throat is sore. Lemon tea is really nice for that. Okay, so let me put that away. I don't know that I'm going to get any stitching done this week, or minimal stitching. It's Sunday night and I didn't do any stitching today at all, believe it or not. And there's a reason for that, which I'll get to later. Okay, so the next project is the 2025 Jade sale. I'll put a picture in here of what it's going to look like. I'm doing this on a 25 count even weave, 2/1 half cross. And that's what I've got to so far. So I was excited. I started some of the jellyfish. And so this week I put in 569 stitches. In order to get 6 pages done by the end of the year, I have to do 509. So I did a little bit more. If I bring it closer, kind of blows out a little bit. There we go. So happy with my progress on that. Next, so this was the project on Sunday, which I don't think I showed you. Could always be wrong. Yeah, no, I didn't. I definitely didn't show you. Okay, so I'll pop in a picture of what it's going to look like here. So this is a Pompeian lady. The artwork is by John Godward and the charting is by Jade. And I have a goal to finish this at the end of December 2026. So at the end of next year. In order to do that, I have to do about 956 stitches a week. But I'm not stressing. I'm not stressing over it. I've been putting in less over the past few weeks, and on Sunday I actually put in 2,221 stitches, so quite a bit. Filled in a lot of the stuff, started coming down here. This is the curtains, and I was excited because this is actually the top of her head. So that's her face coming in here, which, yeah, I'm excited for that. I really like this project. This is being done on 25 count even weave, 2/1 half cross. I really like that. I mean, to be honest, I prefer 1/1 full cross, but let's be honest, I'm not going to finish everything in my lifetime. So in order to finish more work, I'm going to do 2/1 half cross. Okay, so the next project. What is this? Oh, I did not, no. Okay, this is Mystic Forest. But I showed you this the last time. That was my new start last week. And I did not put more into that. I'm gonna just take that needle off. Sorry, it was still in my whip bin. Okay, next. Okay, next is Sunset in Venice. The artwork is by Dominic Davidson. The charting is by Jade, and I'll pop in a picture here what that will look like when it's done. So mine is the Max Max Colors super size. No, it's Max Colors request a size, which is I if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, it's somewhere between the regular and the super size. And this is the piece that I'm using for my temperature stitching. So let's just talk about that very quickly. So what I'm doing, if this is your first time, what I'm doing is I'm doing all of my temperature stitching on this one project. And excuse me. How I'm doing that is I'm on every Sunday, and actually that reminds me I have to do that today for next week, or for this coming week. So every Sunday I look at the projected temperatures for the week. So from that Sunday to the following Saturday. And if the temperature is in the single digits, so we're in Celsius here, we're in Canada. So if it's in the single digits, then I multiply that temperature by 50 to get the stitch count. If the temperature is in the double digits, I multiply it by 10. So for example, it was minus 12, I would do 120 stitches. The plus or minus doesn't matter. And I'm doing the lows, the projected lows. So the number of stitches I had to do was 1140 stitches, and I did 1154. It's not gonna look a lot different than the last time, because it's a lot of speckling and stuff. I wanted to just show one quick thing. I saw a post on Facebook, I think it was on the Jade site maybe, about someone was just starting this, and they were doing the regular size, regular colors, and they had started at the top, and they were saying that they were wondering was, was this really dark? So this is the max color, so I don't know how different this is from the regular, but just to say that it is a dark corner. We're in shadow here, so you know, keep going, trust the process, because it is totally worth it. And I'm almost at the bottom here too. This is one of the gondolas. All right, let me just put that back on there so I don't lose it. I have a goal, by the way, to finish that at the end of June 2028. So in order to do that, I have to put in about 1170 stitches. So the temperature has worked pretty well, because it's been around 1100 stitches since I started, so since the beginning of this year. So it shouldn't be a problem to meet that goal. But again, these are soft goals, right? Nothing is going to happen. I'm not going to die. Nobody's going to be hurt if this isn't done, you know, when I would like it. That was just an arbitrary. I have not been, I wanted to give you stats, and I've not been showing you. One second. Okay, so for Sunset in Venice, since I just showed you that, I am now at 31.3%. So almost a third. So 94,237 out of the 301,600. Jolly World, since I showed you that, I'm at 4,857 out of the 90,240, which will be in this entire piece, which is 5.3%. Yeah, 5.35. The Pompeian Lady, I'm now at 12,284 out of the 105 odd thousands. I'm at 11.6%. So we're moving along pretty good. And Home Sweet Home, I'm at 46.7%. And I'm at 156,763 out of the 335,623. All right, next. Sorry about that. I always forget something. Okay, so the next project is the Coliseum. I'll pop in a picture of what it's going to look like here. And since you saw this the last time, I put in 1,223 stitches. Again, just I filled in. So if you remember from my last video, if you watched it, there was a gap in here which I had outlined, which had to be filled in with 3865. That was around 1,100 stitches. And actually it was 1,223 stitches. So that's all filled in. And now I'm excited because now we're getting to some building, which is cool. There is a little bit more sky over there, but I'm going to actually fill in a little more of this. I'm going to fill in most of the Q-snap before I move over. Yeah. This is being done on 22 count even weave, which I tea-dyed myself because I didn't want to do it on white. And I didn't want to do it on stark white because I didn't think it really fit in with the picture, being kind of antique-y looking. And I didn't know at the time, like this was only the second project I started after Sunset in Venice. And I didn't know whether when you framed these, whether you leave some of the border around. And I didn't want the bright white fabric with this antique looking picture. The other thing I'm really thankful for that is that this was all 3865 down here, and all of these were very light blue. So it was a lot nicer stitching. By the way, it looks like there's lines. The lines are just the grid. The grid I did using a water-soluble pen, which I know for a fact comes out as soon as you pop this in water. It comes out, and actually it will come off even just with if your hands are sweaty, and just from like kind of touching it. So every once in a while I have to. This is why I stopped doing the entire thing, and I'm just doing the sections I'm working on now because it does fade out with the humidity and stuff. Okay, so that is the Coliseum. And I love this bag, by the way. This is another sewing shop bag. I really love this one with the birds. I really love this bag. Okay, put that there, and let me show you I'm at 25.23%, so I've finished a quarter of it, which is awesome. So I'm at 38,755 out of 153,584. So my goal for that one is to complete it by the end of 2026, so the end of next year. In order to do that, I have to do about 1,172 stitches. And this week I did 1,223. Yeah, okay. Okay, the next one is one that you guys are very excited about. And that is my Dragons of the Sabbat. The artwork is by Anne Stokes. The charting was by Pain-Free Crafts. It's no longer available on Pain-Free Crafts. You can get it on Jade, and Jade actually has a couple of, there's like dust or something flying. Jade has 2 different versions of it. I don't know how similar they are, but to the Pain-Free Crafts one, I mean. But anyway, I have a goal to finish this at the end of June 2030. And in order to do that, I have to do about 1,235 stitches a week. There are 604,000 stitches in this whole piece. And what did I do? I did, if I haven't, I will pop in a picture of what it's going to look like. And what I did was 1,348 stitches. And I'm still working on this blue dragon. The blue dragon is my goal for this year, to complete him. So you'll see a lot more of the blues. I love how the wings, you're starting to get the definition. There's so many blues in there. And all of this stuff in here is new as well. So yeah, let me show you the whole thing again. I show this off every time because I love it. I won't take it out of the Q-snap. And I can't step back enough to show you the whole thing, but that's it. So I did all of the black by the end of last year. And now I'm starting on the dragon. So like I said, this year my minimum goal is to get that one dragon complete. So I have to decide, because I do have minimal. I don't know if I'll get any stitching done. And if I get any stitching done, it'll probably be on Sunset in Venice, but then this would be second, I think, because I'm really loving working on these blues. Okay, so like I said, there are 604,000 stitches in this whole thing, and I'm at 257,434. Yeah, so I'm at 42.6%, which is awesome. Wouldn't it be amazing to get to 50% this year? It's not going to happen, but yeah, it's not going to happen, but it would be exciting. I'm super excited. Okay. Is there anything I didn't show you? Yes, there's one more. Okay, so one more, and this is the Veil of Death, which is charted by Jade, and it's artwork from Chris Ortega. I'll pop in a picture of what it looks like. And I have a goal to finish this by the end of 2029. So in order to do that, I have to do about 1,377 stitches a week. So this week I did 1,537, so I did a lot more. And that's where she is completely. All of the stitches I put in are all in this black, and actually a lot of this outlining here is new. Yeah, all all of that, some of that. And it's exciting because this is the, I don't know what it is, a halo or a crown or something with swords sticking out of it. This is being done on 25 count even weave, khaki even weave, which I just got from Amazon. And I'm doing it also 2/1 half cross. And I didn't tell you, out of the projects that I've shown you today, they are all 2/1 half cross, except for Hawk Run Hollow, which is full cross. That's 2/2 full cross, and Sunset in Venice, which is 1/1 full cross. Okay. Okay, so that's that one. And I hit the 10% mark, which is exciting. So I'm at 39.6%. Sorry, what am I saying? 39,646 stitches out of the 390,852. So I'm at 10.4%. No, 10.14%. Yeah. Okay. Excited about those. Now, there is one more new start, which I'm so excited about. I started this yesterday, actually. And it's the only thing I worked on yesterday. And I gotta find it. So my second new start, and the last project I'm going to show you today, is the Grand Library Supersize Max Color. So that was my pick last week for a new start for this week. So in case this is the first time you're with me every week, so I have all the new starts that I want to start, that I have patterns for and fabric for on a wheel. And I am, every video, I'm spinning a wheel and finding out with you guys what my new start will be for that week. Okay, or for that two-week period. So that was like I said, Supersize Max Color Grand Library. I had, again, in case you haven't seen me before, I had started and put in about 14,000 stitches actually into the regular Grand Library, and I didn't like it, so I decided to restart. And I'm doing it on 25 count. And that is what it looks like now. From 0 to 1,489 stitches. I actually had a lot more. I made a mistake with the, I just made a mistake, and I did, like, I don't know, it was about 150 stitches, two columns over. So I had to rip all that out, and I haven't put it back in. But anyway, so I'm doing this as per my other ones. I'm doing this color completing by Q-Snap Area, and yeah, I really enjoyed this, and I'm so happy that this got picked. I was even good, and so I had to cut my fabric yesterday, and then I also folded the fabric over and just did a running stitch there, or whatever, basting stitch or whatever, along the edges so that the edges don't fray. I have lots of room. I've got 3 inches on every side for a border, but just in case, because that's going to take me years, right? Years. Okay. next thing, let's pick the new start for the next time. So all right. So oh, the Witch Sister cell. If I can, I'll pop a picture in here. So obviously that's a new start, so I have nothing to show you, but let me just write that down. Okay, cool. That was Stitch Along over a year ago now, which I never got started. But that's exciting, so I'll be able to start it when I'm probably going to start it when I come back from my trip. Speaking of my trip, I'm thinking that I'm not 100% sold, but I'm 80% of the way there. I'm thinking that what I'll do is I'll bring Saga, because I'm gonna have my iPad anyway, and it's a small project. And just the one thing of floss, because it's monochromatic. Colorful yarn, a colorful floss, but it's monochromatic. So I'm pretty sure that's what I'm gonna bring. That and a pair of socks. Okay. I have some crochet, but I'm not gonna show it. It's I just put in a few more rows into the crochet blanket for my son. Maybe I'll show you that next time if I have more done, but it doesn't really look any different. Like, it won't look a lot different from what you saw last time. But anyway, okay, what I wanted to show you was, what I wanted to discuss was my floss organization. So you guys see all the floss monsters back there with the hanging floss on the cards. I was looking to see if I have one here, but I don't. Anyways, on the cards, either plastic or a cardboard. I have a combination of both. I prefer the plastic because it doesn't fuzz the fabric up as much, in case you're wondering. But anyway, so that was all the projects that I had kitted for most of the projects that I have that I had started up to, I don't know, late in the year, last year, maybe a little bit, I don't know, September or something, or earlier. It doesn't matter. What I decided to do, because I have a lot of floss, and I was originally kitting up the entire thing. So for example, for Sunset in Venice, I have that entire project kitted up. The world map, I have that entire project kitted up. It's a lot of floss. And part of the reason I did that was because, you know, you hear, okay, well, there's gonna be differences in the color, you know, dye lots change and whatnot. And I was thinking about, so that's a similar thing to yarn. So when you're buying yarn, it's recommended, especially if it's hand-dyed yarn, it's recommended to buy it, everything that you need at once, because the next dye lot is going to be different. But when you don't do that, and even sometimes with, not with hand dyed, but you know, the off the shelf yarn that you can get, there will also be dye lot differences. Well, when you're knitting a sweater, what you would do to avoid that is kind of weave them in, right? So you would, you know, when you had just a little left, enough for like 5 or 10 rows of the sweater or garment, whatever you're making, when you have about 5 or 10 rows worth of yarn of the one ball and you're going to start the other ball, you start interchanging the rows. So that way you don't get a stark line of one colorway, then the next, or one dye lot, and then the next dye lot. It will blend in. So I thought, well, why can't that work for floss, for cross stitch as well? And especially with full coverage, because the colors are all over the place. The dye lots really don't matter. So, and I have a lot of floss, and I realized that, especially after I'll show you this storage thing that I have. So I had my master set. So I'd created a master set. It's a combination of DMC and CXC, and I have it I had it on individual floss straps. One sec. So I had all my floss on key tags like that. So this was the 350 to 372. And I just had it, there's still a little piece there. And I just had it on these. And then these open up, right? So I had these hanging originally along the windowsill. Then I decided to put them around a cart that I have with one of those three-tier carts. But it's a pain in the butt to, every time I needed floss to, you know, I had to move, because the floss had to fit around all 4 sides. So I had to keep moving the whole cart. Anyways, all that to say, it just wasn't working for me. The other reason, so that was one reason. The second reason was that at the end, the floss at the end, here, when you have it on, when you have it hanging like this, especially with a whole bunch of others, the ends, now this is a brand new skein, so it's not gonna be that way. But the ends would get all raggedy, and they would actually stick together, and kind of felt together a little bit, and not up. So I was trying to find something that would be different. At one point I thought about doing the pip and chip method or the Annie's Keepers, and I decided those probably weren't for me, also for the same reasons. The ends would get all knotted up, and I've had a couple of people now tell me that actually does happen with them. So that was a no-go for me. And they're not a small investment. Like, they're not a small investment. Then I looked at bobbins, and bobbins, so like that. And then in a case, well, that didn't work from, that I didn't want to do that either, because when you're winding the whole skein, I don't know why my words are so tough today. When you're winding the whole skein around it, then when you go to use it, it's the problem, right? Because you have to pull out a length, cut it, pull out the one thread or two threads out of that length that you need, wrap the rest back on here, and I felt like that would get really ratty. But then I was looking at these things and I was like, wait a second. I can have both the best worlds. I can have the compact storage that the bobbins give you, and I can have the pre-cut lengths that I can just pull out one length at a time with my needle using these. So a couple of different ways. So this is actually the last one. So I finished, oops, that's why I didn't stitch today, as I finished doing this. I've been working on it all week, and it finally finished. So I just wrote the numbers for now. I have ordered stickers, so I'll put stickers on them at some point, but for now I've just used a Sharpie. Then I pulled my floss off the floss drop. So you'll notice that there's some different lengths, and that's because when I would this is how I would do it. I don't know how to explain it. So you have your thing, the longer length. So there's two ends. There's one, and there's the other one. The longer one is the one that you pull, and you can just pull, and for as long as you need. And I would do this there, and then pull until I got to the end of that. I don't want to do this right now because I don't want to put this, but anyways, I would do that, and then once I got through the whole thing, just cut the ends, the loops, and I would have my length of thread. Well, when you do that, the end, like, you won't, because I've just done this, like the actual skein is a little bit longer or shorter, so I may have, you know, one length that's a little bit longer, which is the case here, right? So I just leave it. I'm not going to cut that off. It's usable thread. Okay, so let me demonstrate. You can do two things. You can either so similar to a normal floss drop, right? You could wrap it, pull the end through. Okay, so now you have floss drop, right? Floss drop, and you can use your needle, pull out one length. When it's in storage, you just wrap it. That's it. Do you have a little bit of this stuff? Yeah, that's okay. It doesn't bother me. So that's one way. It's not how I've done it, though. I decided, so actually the advantage, I just wanted to say, the advantage of doing it this way is that when you have leftovers, little leftovers, what you can do is loop them around the hole, right? So you always know what to use first. How I have done it is that I've actually used the hole. So one skein fits in super easy. Pinch the end, goes through. Do the same thing, right? Now you can use your needle, pull it out, and all I do is I wrap it, right? Same as you would. And then to secure it, you can do two things. One is you can tie it into down here. What I do use a crochet hook. And so just need a few strands. Grab it. My hook doesn't want to come out. Grab it, tuck it in, and then whatever's left, you can just, whatever, wrap. It's done. So you have the best of both worlds, right? You have the cut lengths, so you don't have to fiddle around with different things, and you have the compactness of these. So let me put this in here and I will show you what I got. So this is the 3800s. Now you'll see some of these are pretty chunky, and that is because you can very easily actually put in multiple skeins. Let me just grab one. There's 2 skeins in there. It fits no problem. Same crochet hook. It's not a problem. I realized that I have a ton of floss. I had 3, 4, 5, 6 skeins of the same number. Now granted, some of those I bought because I was, I needed them for a particular project. But what I wanted to show you with this is what I bought was this. So these actually stuck and clip together with handles, and so you can carry it around, which, there you go. Let me just snap that in. And it's portable. So if I'm going somewhere, if I am not necessarily leaving the house, I just want to stitch out in the living room from the master set, because the past like over 20 projects I haven't kitted up individually. I'm just using the master set. So if I want to stitch in the living room or in my bedroom, I can just take that with me. Super easy to unsnap, super easy to put back together. So that's my news. Now what you can do is that I have noticed that on the Adam Hart Etsy store, they actually have bobbins that have a bigger hole. So you have that little hole, which is like the regular bobbins, which usually people use for one of these rings. But they, in addition to that, they have another bigger hole on the side, which is where you can wrap the thread from. So same idea. If you want to make that investment, you can get really pretty ones. So that's awesome. I just found with this, first of all, I wanted to try it first before I made a big investment, because they're not inexpensive. And I wanted to make sure that it was going to be a system that I liked before I made any kind of significant investment like that, because then I'll feel bad if I got those and then I decided I didn't like them. Whereas this was a really minimal investment. So yeah, that is my floss. I don't know. Am I crazy? Let me know what your thoughts are. Or let me know if you tried out or if you do that already. I would love to hear your comments on it. So far, I've used it. I've used that a couple of times. So just to try it out and see how things were working. I like it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to label the sides here with the numbers, the range. Although I can see through the side, like it's easy to see the numbers through the side. So then I just unsnap the one I want, grab the thing, no problem, put it back. So there's my new thing. I'm not sure that I'm going to get the Monopoly done before I go. If I do, it will be next. And if I don't, then you'll see it when I get back. It all depends on, timing, getting me and Kim together at this to do it, and with the timeline that I have available this week. So we'll see. Anyway, that's pretty much all I had to say. I'm just looking at my notes. I don't think there was anything else. Nope. I think I covered everything. So that was quite a bit of stitching for 1 week, and it's gonna have to be enough probably for the next week. I hope to get Saga. I hope to get quite a bit of work done on Saga. I mean, I have at least 2 long plane rides, and I don't expect that I'll have a lot of downtime. I know I won't have a lot of downtime, especially in Paris, because we've got things scheduled pretty much all day, every day. We're gonna arrive there midnight our time, and we have things booked all day. So I think we're going to the Louvre. Anyway, we have things booked all day, so we're gonna have to and dinner. We have dinner plans as well, so we're gonna have to stay up until maybe midnight their time, which is we're gonna be just exhausted. Anyways, it'll be fun. I'm not complaining. And it'll be exciting to see our friends in Spain that we haven't seen for 7 or 8 months. So that's it. I don't have anything else to talk about right now. I'm just going to put my stuff away. This room is a freaking disaster. I know I say that every time, but it's just been really busy. And anyways, it's organized. It's chaos. It's organized chaos, but it's chaos, and I don't like it. So anyway, the floss things, yeah, let me know how it works, how you think, what you think about it. What I ended up doing for those containers, the storage containers, is I actually bought 2 of those. So the second one is all the extra floss, and I have all of these left to put away. So that'll be probably that one, maybe part of a third one. So I'll have 4 spares, and in those spares I can use something else. Like I can use for something else. These ones you can see are they're 2 inches high, so they're quite high. They go to there. So yeah, so I'm gonna use them for a couple of things, but anyway, so that is it for now, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I would love it if you hit the like button and the subscribe button if you haven't yet. I'm sorry, I'm really exhausted today. It's been a rough day. But I hope that wherever you are in the world, you are happy, healthy, safe, and you have lots of stitchy time, lots of friends, lots of time, quality time with your loved ones as well. Until the next time, my friends, keep stitching. Bye. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Monopoly. I guess this is number 4, eh?
I think so.
Session. So welcome to our fourth draw for Monopoly. I'm Jade. I'm the 310 stitcher.
And I am Kim, the 303 stitcher.
Excellent. So just as a recap from the last time, if this is going to work, we both landed on Marvin Gardens, but actually you had doubles the first time, so you actually had 2 projects to work on.
I did. Yeah, I landed on Kentucky. I think it was Kentucky Avenue, the first one, and then Marvin Gardens.
Yeah.
So I did have 2 projects to work on, and I got them done.
Awesome. Okay, talk about yours. What'd you land?
So Kentucky Avenue was All Dogs Go to Heaven Too. It was a Heaven and Earth Designs, and it is artwork by Jim Moran. So it's gonna look like this when it's done. And that one was a call for 110 stitches. And remember, we're doing a stitch is a stitch. It does not matter. And I ended up doing way more than that. I actually ended up at a total of, I'm looking down here because it's in my Notion on my phone, 1,530.
Fantastic.
So, and this is 10 stitch, so that's probably why it got so much work, but that's where I am now. So I filled in a lot of this yellow
Yeah.
in here. So yeah, that's where we are now.
Beautiful. I
Um,
love the colors in that so
I
far.
do too. Yeah, I do
Yeah.
too. And actually what's really cool is, I don't know if you can tell, but right here, like all of this stuff is actually the staircase. So that's like the outline of the staircase coming in already. So
Oh, fantastic.
it's just a mini, so it's not very big. And then for Marvin Gardens, I had to do, I have all my notes, 140, which was on the Fabulous House series, and I'm working on the castle, which is the second one, which is this one. And that one I got a total of, oops, went the wrong way on that. 209 stitches. I actually think I did 300. I may have not recorded a day of stitching on this one. Because I think I did it for my games. But I just filled in the roof, so more of the roof up here.
Nice. Is that a
Yeah.
paper pattern?
It is, but what I do with my paper patterns is I actually either scan or like take pictures of the paper pattern, and then I put it into like a PDF markup, so that way I can still use my tablet, and then I just use there's an app that's like a counter, and I just have it on my screen and I just count it that way.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I also had to do 100 and what is it, 140 for, yeah, I had to do 140 stitches for Marvin Gardens on Lion, which
It wants your face.
there you can see it. And I also did more, but not as much, not as many as you. I did 325. And mostly, there we go. It's all in here. I wanted to see how his face would look.
Mhm.
So I just did it in here. And that's
Cool. It looks
I
like, is that one of his
counted.
eyes?
Sorry?
Looks like it's one of his eyes coming
Yeah,
in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, I want to see how the face comes out. Um, Yeah, like well, the eyes in particular, I guess, because most of it is his face, but with the color
Oh
palette's
yeah.
weird on this one. So
Yeah, we did talk about, I think we talked about that last time.
yeah. Anyway, all
All
right,
right.
cool.
Woohoo!
Roll number four.
Yeah, I have a weird dice situation going on. So if you want to roll yours first.
Okay. And I got seven. All right. This blurred background is an issue. So one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Chance again. Is that right? Five, six, seven. Uh-huh. Yep. Siri's listening to me. So Chance, this is what, the third time I've
Yeah,
landed?
I think this is the third one.
So chance is you spin the wheel and let the wheel decide what you're gonna work on. So I'll just
Have you
pull.
put all of your new starts on the wheel yet?
Oh, not for this week. I didn't. That's okay. Oops, not new start. Whoops. Whoops. Okay.
Look at all your whips. It's so pretty.
Saga. Okay. You know what's really funny about that is that I'm going on vacation. Tomorrow I leave, and I decided that Saga was going to be the project that I was going to bring.
Perfect.
So yeah, so I'll show you a picture of what it will look like after you roll, but I don't have I've already packed the project. I didn't pack anything else, but I packed the project. So I'll show you the picture of where I'm starting from. But you go ahead while I pull that up.
It's funny because we were just talking about Saga the other night because I was working on it and I had sent you a picture saying that Saga finally was coming back out. All right, let's see. I have four. So I have one, two, three, four. Ooh, four puts me at community chest, I think. So if you look one, two, three, four. So that puts me at community chest, and community chest is a new start for 1,000, which this is perfect because so Jade and I were, well, Jade enabled me this week, which I haven't talked about because I haven't recorded or anything, but so Jade enabled me to buy a couple of patterns from, was it the sunflower cross stitch?
Yep.
And she started a new start that I won't ruin for everybody. Well, I guess I will kind of ruin for everybody because it'll be what I'm gonna end up starting. But we decided to start. I said that I would
Fine.
start it with her.
Yeah, no
Um,
worries.
and I haven't started it yet. So this will be my new start. So this will be what I will start so that I can do our little start along.
Cool. I love it.
I love it too. It's
Uh,
funny, you're starting a project, you're working on a project that I enabled you to start on,
it's
and
true.
then I'm starting a project that you enabled me.
And with the floss that you also enabled me.
I know, yeah. Mood.
So I am on the second. So this is a terrible picture, sorry. But I have the first archway done, and this is the second archway that I'm partially through. So the arches I'm doing in a 37.99, and everything inside is being done in a Silks for You colorway Mood, which is very bright and very colorful, and I love it so much. Anyway, so yeah, so that's the second. That's the second arch.
That's awesome. That's the one that all the internal and stuff. I didn't finish all the way over as you're going into the third, but I just finished the second arch this week.
Oh,
It's really
awesome.
fun. There's a cute little crab in there that I actually was like, this is so cute. It's probably my favorite part of the whole arch. Uh,
Oh, awesome. Yeah, so
yeah,
I'll put a picture in here somewhere of what the whole thing will look like.
awesome. Cool. Um, I think that's it until
And
you
that's
come back.
200 stitches.
Oh yeah. And community, yes, 200 stitches for you. And then mine is 1,000.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Fantastic. So let us know what you guys, if you guys are following along and what you're working on. Um, we've, yeah, I always love seeing what everyone is working on. I especially love when it's projects that I don't know, because then I go down a rabbit hole. But anyway,
Yeah. And then she sends me on a rabbit hole and I end up spending money. So,
yeah.
enable
Yeah.
us.
Okay,
All right.
it's all for
Well,
fun. So
yeah. So we will see you guys again in approximately 2-ish weeks.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye,
All
everybody.
right. Bye, everyone.